Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. Right, I was just wondering if I should go and get that sugar beet, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave that where it is, and I'm going to get this one, and we're going to run down here and we're going to unload this trailer. This potato harvester. And then the wheat, we can go and do that in a minute. I was just about to stop there on the outside edge of the field there. I might actually change that one over so he's working strips up and down the field now. We'll see. Let's focus on this bit for a minute. Okay, so we get that bit right in there. I'll put that into the first trailer this time. Yeah, if we got any... there was that sowing job that we did have, and then I abandoned, and then... so I want to go new contracts like there. We got a new one. Sowing soybeans this time. It did work. Ideal. Right, so we gamed the system, and we're now able to put in a crop that we can plant ourselves. So once we've done the 2 fertilizer jobs... there are other fertilizer jobs, I think, coming up. So we've got a planting job that we want to go and do as well now, which we will be able to go and do. So let me just put that one there, and then I've got... I can ignore that one for a minute. It's this one that I want to go to. Our class Aryan. And I think we will put this combine here moving up and down the length of the field, rather than doing what it's doing right now. So I'm just going to bring that one up there, so that it starts unloading like that. It's actually going to start it up, and then I'm going to do that. I'm going to press H on here, and I'm actually going to bring it back and bring it out and over a little bit because of how it is down the bottom end of the field. So we'll do that there, and then I'll start it up. I'll sort of bring it out like that. And... right, we've got standard hired help working on that one, and then I can follow it on down and unload the rest of what is in this combine. 39,000 we can take in here, so I'm gonna be able to get another full tank into this trailer before we have to go and do anything else. And then after that, I've got to take, like, the next load I'll have to take. I'll have to run that over to the supermarket. It's not actually that far to go to the supermarket. We go up that road there and then jump, sort of drop back down into town. It's not all that long a distance that we have to travel. And yes, we will be able to do that once more. So we're just going to... actually going to reverse back down the field a little bit. Just down here. And... bring it back. Okay, that'll probably do right there. So let's go now and take a look. We've got the Valtra Park. Ooh, I'll tell you what. So that I can get a full trailer load this time, the sugar beet harvester is just turning around right now. We will quickly put this underneath the spout and take that bit off. And then we can head off then. Where are we going to go then? We're going to go and get our tractor. We're going to take the other fertilizer job. So we need to start driving the electric tractor back to the dealership. Got quite a long trip to go from there, where we are at the moment. But that's not a problem. It's not any kind of hardship. We have coped with things like that in the past. We have coped admirably with things like that in the past. So we'll take all of this off. That is 18,000 litres in there. That is 19,000 litres in there. I'm going to just follow it down until we got about 20,000 litres in here. And then I'm going to stop, and we will jump over to the electric tractor, and we can start driving that one back. Right, there we go. We've got 20,000 litres in there. You're fine, and it's this one down here. So that fertilizer contract there is now finished. That's all done, so we can collect 1,800 euros for that one. We've got field 23. And then we have a series of we've got quite a few cultivating jobs coming up now. And we've got field 5, sowing with soybeans. So I'm going to accept that contract. I'm not going to borrow anything to do it. And also that fertilizer job on field 23, I'm going to accept that contract as well. So we need to go over to field 23 for our first job. This 200 litres of fertilizer isn't going to be enough. We have got 10,000 euros at the moment, so we have got enough to go and get ourselves a fresh pallet of fertilizer so we can top this spreader up. I do love the speed that this tractor can do on the road. It's absolutely wonderful. It really does help us out, being able to whiz along at this type of speed. The other tractor that we're looking at, the Bura, the open cab Bura that we're seriously considering buying next, that one does not have the luxury of this kind of road speed. So this tractor here, wherever possible, will be the one that we use for doing our contract work, at least to start with, because this is the one that is able to get from point A to point B in a reasonable amount of time. You don't really want to be going from one side of the valley to the other using our little Kramer tractor that we've got back at the yard now, because quite frankly, that's yeah, that doesn't go well, does it? Like, that doesn't work very well. It takes half a day just to drive from one point to the other, and then by the time you get there, you find you've run out of fuel, and you've got to turn around and go back again in order to just top up with a bit of go-go juice. And it doesn't help, does it? It certainly doesn't help to keep the business running. It doesn't help to keep things moving, and yada, 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 so on and so forth. So we're not going to do any of that. We're going to keep this one as our main contract tractor for at least the time being. The Bura, we're buying that one so that we've got a tractor that's strong enough to be able to plow, cultivate, and work our grass field that we've got. It does also mean that hopefully we'll be able to get some slightly bigger equipment in that field up there, and we'll be able to use that bigger equipment to do stuff with as well. So I want to go in here, I want to go to big bags, and I want to get a solid fertilizer bag right there. 1,000 liters of white gold right there. So we'll take that. We will whiz around over here. Helper B is Tatey Pose. You're nearly full. So let's fill that one up right there. Excellent. Let's go and have a quick check round on our machinery. You're coming up there. You're on 57%. Well, I'm going to actually go and unload that one now. We should be able to do 2 unloads at that kind of quantity of grain. I want to unload it now so that I've definitely got enough. I shouldn't have left that beacon going before I started the hired help, because it's leaving the beacon will stay running. I'll have enough room to put another trailer load as well after this, and it also means that we don't have any chance of the combine stopping in the middle of the field with the spout facing out the wrong way. If I just go and take this off now really quickly. This one it unloads at a reasonable speed. It's not the fastest one for unloading, but it's definitely not the slowest one either. It's right up there in the middle, kind of nondescript, middle, nothing exciting kind of way. That's facing the wrong way. Right, well, you can stay there for a minute, and you're not quite ready yet, so I probably have just enough time to get this one up the field 23 before we've got to go and do anything else. Now, we have been told by the owner of field 23 that we don't need to go up the road and in the top entrance. That's the way that we have been going. We've been going along the road, and you can see on the little mini-map there, just to the north of us now, there's the roundabout, and then it sort of wiggles up round, and we get to the top of the field up there. So if we were to come out of the road right here, and we go this way, and we would turn left, and we'd sort of go up there. But the farmer has told us that they actually own all of the field right down to the boundary. They don't work all of the field down to the boundary down here, but they do own it all. And we can actually go into the field from this side. I'm sure he said there was a gateway along here somewhere when I was talking to him. I'm sure he... maybe... There we go. I knew it. It said there was a gateway along here somewhere, and we can go and use that one. And we can come in there, and we're more than welcome to do that, rather than having to go up round the top, because that's the... I mean, he said that that's the entrance that he uses from time to time, but to be honest, it doesn't look like there's been a lot of traffic in through here, does it? But anyway, that's, I'm pretty sure, the one he was talking, unless there's one down the other end that he was talking about. I'm not sure, but anyway, we use the side entrance on the field right there, because he does own all of this. It's not under any kind of preservation orders or anything like that. We can just drive on in and have to it. So I'll leave that one working in there, and then we will go over this way. You're next. Yes, I can go and get, like, I've got the sugar beet is almost full, and then I've got the potatoes are actually completely full, but I'm not going to do those two for a minute. I'm going to go and take the grain off of this combine right here, and we're going to then drive the, actually, I don't have to drive it straight away. I can just take this off of here, get this trailer full. Then I can go and unload the potatoes, although the potatoes, as soon as I've unloaded those, they are actually going to need to go to the supermarket as well. So we've got a bit of a supermarket sweep going on there. We've got everything going in all at once. This trailer isn't even full yet. I genuinely thought that would fill the trailer completely. So the potatoes can wait. The sugar beet, we could actually put the sugar beet going. But I'm going to make that wait as well just for a minute, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this one all the way to the supermarket, and I'm going to start it unloading. Then I am going to go and unload possibly the potatoes, so we can keep that one going, because that one is still going to take quite a while to finish that job. And then I will go to the sugar beet, and we'll sort of get that one going as well. And then I can unload the potatoes, bring that trailer back. Yeah, once again, we're kind of juggling everything all at once. See, the sugar beet, because I've already got a half a trailer load, time I go and unload and come back again, I'm going to have another 2/3 of a trailer load on board the sugar beet harvester, ready to go straight into the trailer. So we probably want to ferry that one back and forth twice, just to sort of give us a bit more free time on that particular task. I'll come in this entrance here. This is going to be the fastest way in round to the supermarket. And we need to go in backwards. We need to go against the arrows, painted onto the road. Someone thoughtfully went and painted the wrong markers on the road there for us. I don't know why they went and did that. So round and round the mulberry bush we go, and then we can turn in on this side. Right. We're a delivery. We're a special delivery. If you're a delivery driver, things like no entrance signs, they have no application to your existence, to your life whatsoever. Road signs, road markings, no parking, do not go here. Absolutely under no circumstances are you to drive your vehicle down this road. All of those signs mean nothing to a delivery driver. The delivery driver is a law unto himself. He makes that delivery regardless of what the road signs try to tell him. So while that one is making said delivery, we can go to you. I was going to go to the potatoes, wasn't I? Let's do the potatoes then. That one over there. Right, let's go and get those potatoes. The unloading there, 56% transported for Field 3. I'm actually hoping that we will get all the rest of the contents of Field 3 into the next trailer load, which means that we should be able to maximize the amount of money we get back for the selling the wheat up there. So right now, we've got wheat at the supermarket is pretty low. That's a good €150 below the Felsbrunn grain mill. Was she thinking it might be an idea to store the wheat this time round? I haven't done that for a bit, but I'm thinking that could be a benefit for us. The grain mill for sugar beet, yes, we definitely want to keep selling that. And potatoes, the supermarket price is climbing. It's not worth us moving the potatoes over to another storage or anything like that, I don't believe. So we will leave them there. Now, this one does need to be delivered, and this one's got the longer journey to go on. I'll wait just a second. We'll leave you there. and ignore all the sounding horns and everything else and just pretend none of that is actually happening. And we will take this one back up to field 3, so it's ready to unload the combine up there. Then I've got the sugar beet to deal with, although we'll wait on that one. We'll leave the sugar beet until we have done this one. See, delivery driver. See, we're going up onto the pavement. We ignore all things like that. I mean, yes, I do occasionally go through and I knock the road signs over. That is frowned upon, even for a delivery driver. Like, the delivery drivers tend to get a blank check when it comes to ignoring a lot of the road signs and that. If they're making the delivery in the immediate vicinity, they can pretty much do what they like. Apart from knock things down, people tend to get a little bit antsy with you if you start smashing into the road signs, knocking over the bus shelters, things like that. They do tend to get a teensy bit excited about such things, and I believe it's generally frowned upon. So we will try to avoid any such activities, and instead we... Ooh, contract on field 23 is finished already. We've got a little bit more we wanted to go and do up there, so we'll let him keep going. This one is on 60% in the combine, so I am going to take the grain off this one just so that the combine will keep on rolling. And then I need to actually get to the sugar beet, and I haven't even unloaded I haven't even driven the potatoes to the supermarket yet. I've got to unload the trailer. That one's going to be parked up in the field. This is just poor management on my part, isn't it? It's just poor management skills on my part. So you go on a little bit further. Empty this combine out. And there we go. Right, so we've got 8,000 litres on board, and we'll leave that one there. Let's do this one then. Let's do this one. This job's nearly finished, and that's going to be a decent chunk of money coming in for us, and I'd quite like to get said decent chunk of money. I think that would be quite nice. We can sort of worry a little bit less about the wheat at the moment because it's not selling in the right place for my taste. I'd like to actually send that off to the Felsbrunn grain mill. We'll be very careful about how much we tip on our final load at the supermarket right there with 314. I'd actually like to take that to the Felsbrunn grain mill because we've got some other jobs for wheat as well, which is going to make us a nice bit of extra money that we'll be able to get. And I quite like that idea. Yes, I'd prefer it to be able to be sold here in town, but we can't do that. Helper E has completed the task. That would be the fertilizer job all done. So I've got the planting job to get started with that one. I've got to bring that fertilizer spreader back to the yard, and then I've got to hook on the seed drill and get on out to... I don't remember which field it is I'm supposed to be planting in. I think it's field 5. But I don't actually remember. It would help if we had our beacons on here. We're out on the road. Let's do this right. And up and over we go. And then you can unload that. So then I want to go to you. I will start moving this one, because we've got to get this one all the way over to the... I suppose I could drive this to the supermarket. Then I can go and get the sugar beet trailer. There we go. The sugar beet trailer is already emptied out. 74% transported now for field 16. So doing very well on that job. If I get this one over to the supermarket, we can... While I'm starting to unload this one, we can then also do the... sugar beet job. Like we can run back over, unload that one again, because I mean that harvester is already half full now, and he's filling up quite rapidly. It's wiggling on around here like this. I need the harvester actually to travel all the way back to the other end of the field. I just seen he'd gotten down to the bottom end of the field, and he's on the return journey. The spout, the overloader, is facing in against the crop, which is no good to us. So we've got time, actually, to drive this all the way to the supermarket, get this unloaded, and then... I suppose we... Well, I don't know if we've got time to drive all the way back again. That's kind of pushing it a bit, that is, I think. But, let's get this bit done first. You know, we haven't really driven around town very much. I mean, it's probably not a good idea to go sightseeing when you've got a double trailer on the back, but we do need to have a look round town a bit. Alright, we could do a little bit of a walk around town. We've got a nice big church just here. Looks like it's been there a little while. It's probably... I mean, looking at the build of that church, it's probably only... That looks quite new, actually. It's probably only 200 or 300 years old. Like that really, like, looking at the straight lines on that and the straight, the cut brick on the bottom of that church, I'd say that couldn't be more than about 250 years old. So it's actually quite a young church. I mean, it might be less than that. I kind of want to go over and have a look. I want to have a closer... Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go and have a little bit of sightseeing. I know that we're really busy. We're on our harvest at the moment. We're really busy, but I'm curious, how old is this church just by looking at it? Let's see if we can tell. We go in and we have a look. I mean, there's a little bit of weathering on the bricks. You can see a little bit of weathering. The stained glass on there, that's definitely much newer stained glass. That is not an old stained glass. That is new, but that gives no indication of the age of the church. But, I mean, if we're looking at this, that is clean-cut brick there all the way up with a little bit of weathering on it. I would say that this church can't be more than 200 years old. That's my guess on this church. It's about 200 years old, maybe 250 years, but it's not very old at all, is it? I mean, you look at that. The stained glass is definitely new. That's definitely been redone in the last 20 or 30 years. It may have only just recently been redone, but that's definitely new stained glass. But the church itself, you got to take into account also that we're in a very cold area for the winter. Like, it's gets very cold in the winter, which is going to weather that brick a little bit. So I would say that is a relatively new church. I would put about 200 years on that. So quite a new church, really, which does suggest that maybe this whole area up here has not actually been here all that long. Or at least that the buildings that we can see here now haven't been here all that long. If that church is as new as that, then yeah, like this area is it'd be interesting to know what was here before then. What was up in this region? We'll have to go and ask around, I think. We'll have to do a little bit of research. We'll see if we can find out the sugar beet harvester is now full. Which way is that sugar beet harvester going? The potato harvester is also full. You're all done. Everything's done because I've been off sightseeing. Even the... actually, no, the combine is... Yes, even the combine is nearly full. Although that one's going to get to the end of the row and then it's going to turn round before it actually finishes. So what I'm going to do with that one... I'm thinking maybe I'll just stop that one here, because otherwise... Actually, no, I'm not going to stop that one here. I'm going to go over to the other side of the field with it. I'm going to let it carry on over there, and that way it will stop where I want it to stop, rather than stopping where it wants to stop, which I feel would be better. So, both of the root crop machines are now full. We can ignore them. We've been sightseeing. I feel that it's been educational. I was finding out that this... possibly all of the buildings in this region are not very old at all. I mean, there's a building up there on the hillside... Let's see if we can have a look at the map. So we got that building up here, but there's another building up there on the hillside. That one looks like it might possibly be older. Where am I looking? Am I looking at that? See, I'm looking at the road as it goes up through. So we've got the grain mill there, and then I've got the ski resort over there. So I'm looking straight down... Oh, wait a minute. Where am I standing? I'm standing up there and I'm looking straight down towards the grain mill here. And I've got ski resort. It's that building there. That's the building that I'm looking at. How old is that building? I mean... I kind of want to get up there now. Right. I know that this isn't very professional. I know this isn't very professional at all. You know what? Let's just enter that vehicle over there because it's going to be faster. This is definitely not professional to go and do this. We're going to go for a quick little bit of a sightseeing tour. We want to go up there and want to have a look at that building up there and see what that one looks like, because the rest of the buildings around here look to be relatively new. A lot of those town structures in there, I mean, the outer ones are definitely within the last 20 or 30 years. Some of these other ones look like a lot of these, they can't be more than 100 years old. Most of them are probably considerably newer than that. There's no probably about it. And even the church is quite a new building at only about 200 years old. What's this one up here? Okay, we get closer to this one and, well, I'm looking at it first, and I'm sort of thinking, well, you know, we've got all of this. We've got the balconies, the apartments, and so on. This looks like a large apartment complex. And I'm thinking, you know, this must be quite a new structure. This is a hotel, isn't it? This is a hotel right here. And I'm thinking this is a new structure. But if you stand back a little bit, this is actually an older building. Again, no. Can't be more, what are we looking at here? 150 years? The bits up there, it's kind of Victorian Georgian architecture, isn't it? I don't know. I'm not very good. I'm really not very good at judging the age of buildings, especially in a country that I'm not native to, because I don't really know the architecture. I'm looking at the church there, and I'm looking at the weathering on the bricks as my indication of the age on it. This one over here, this is definitely a little bit older, I would say, judging by the archways up there. I don't know if it's Georgian or Victorian or what, but the other clue that this building is a little bit older than others, it looks like it's been refit. It looks like it's had a refit in here. Oops, okay, I didn't want to drop down there. And the reason I'm saying that it looks like it's been rebuilt is I think those windows there, those balconies, I don't believe that those are the original heights. I think this part here is actually the original structure, and you had one level in there that, or maybe even that bit was low, but I reckon that would have been 2 stories in there, 2 floors in there, and then you got another floor up there. See, that's quite high, and it's quite high in here as well. You see how high the windows are in here? Got quite high windows in there, and a lot of these older buildings, they had much higher ceilings in them. So it's not fit, it doesn't fit that bit up there. It would actually fit that you had 2 floors in here, and they've actually knocked out the floor in the middle, and they've put in new floors in there, and they've turned it into 3 floors, and then you've got the roof gap up there as well. So maybe this building's about 150 years old. That's my guess. So that, looking at the rest of the area down here, I mean, see some of these look a little bit older with the, no, there's not actually that much of a gap between them. I don't know. Okay, now I'm guessing at this point. I am just guessing, but that's the town anyway. Because we've done enough sightseeing. Let's get back to work. We have got the grain to do over here. We've got. Let's go and. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.